Alrighty guys, so the first build guide on the list is a Ball Lightning Miner. So we chose to use Goofy Goober's version, and I've linked his forum posts and a POB down below. He does a really great job at kind of helping you understand where you're going to start with, especially as this is a league start video, where you're going to start with and where you can also end up with. You can start pretty cheap, two-handed trimmer rod, or you can just do dual wield wand slash daggers. You could do wand and shield. You could do dagger and shield if you wanted to be a little bit more tanky, and just go the life-based version until you get a lot more currency built up and you can able to make that transition into going low life. The build usually comes online right about level 28, which is when you get Ball Lightning. And until then, you can pretty much use anything else that you want. I leveled mine with Arc Mines until I was able to make the switch into Ball Lightning. The build will carry you completely on a 4-link well into maps. It's really that strong. This build was my first ever take on playing a mine build, and I think with the way the Harvester is going to work, you're going to be able to set the pace of when the monster is going to spawn for the league mechanic itself, which plays into a huge role of where mines just excels in this build. There's really there's no like fancy gameplay mechanics with this. You place your mines, you blow up the mines. It really is that simple. Ball Lightning has an amazing ability to clear a ton of stuff at once while also just putting huge numbers with single target. It was my Delirium League starter, and I was absolutely blown away by how strong it was. I really wanted to make sure, especially with the first build on this list, that we give you guys something that I know is tried, true, tested, and proved to be extremely strong in any league start scenario. We know that you're going to be able to level really fast with it. We know you're going to be able to map really fast with it, and we know that you can kill every single boss in the entire game with it. If you haven't ever tried Ball Lightning Mines, now is the time to do it. Alrighty guys, so second on the list we have Kay's Wraith Spectre Necromancer. Kay does an amazing job of providing a build guide that allows multiple options. Today we're going to be looking at the Slave Driver variant. It's extremely powerful, leveling, mapping, and bossing on little to no currency with the ability to get up to 6 Spectres with the proper investment. I've personally done Slave Drivers several different times, and barring any crazy nerfs, they're still going to be one of the top contenders this league. So the build revolves around debuffing and proccing Elemental Equilibrium via Armageddon Brand for massive amounts of negative lightning res on enemies. It's safe, it's extremely tanky, and it clears like a dream. So I would say the only downside to this build is the initial leveling process. The first couple acts can feel a little bit slower, just because you don't have like your main setup yet, and it takes a little while to get it rolling. I leveled it just as a standard arc build, and then once I hit Act 5, I was able to do a little bit of respecking and go pick up my slave drivers and go full slave driver Wraith Spectre. Early game, you can use Queen's Decree to give you that extra Spectre to get up to, I think you can get up to 3 by the time that you're in Act 5, which is more than enough to clear out the leveling process. This was the first build that I ever killed Awakener level 8 on. And I did it in less than 4x investment, and I'm sure that in better hands, it can be done in much cheaper. Kay has a ton of different variations to this build, so if Slave Drivers isn't your thing, maybe go through and look and see what other combinations she has in mind. She has several YouTube videos that goes into great detail about all aspects of Wraith Spectre. And now we get to build number 3. We have Angry Roleplayer's Earthquake Juggernaut. So this is the only build that I haven't personally ran, but Angry Roleplayer does an amazing job of putting high quality builds out every single league. He also does a really good job at keeping ones that are maybe a little bit older always up to date with the current content and the current patches. He listens to player feedback, and he's always trying to keep it optimized. So we all know that slam skills are going to be buffed and reworked, and we know that two-handers are receiving a lot more damage this league as well. Earthquake has always been a melee staple, and it's not Cyclone. Several different variants on the build. There's two-hand maces, two-hand staff. He also included a dual-wield variant. It's going to have extreme survivability, great clear speed, great single target damage, and I think I'll personally be doing a variation of this build on my second character, because I'm really interested in seeing how the new slam skills work, and how much stronger two-handers and melee is going to be this go around. So if getting into Melee this league is something you're interested in, give this one a try. Remember, it's not Cyclone, and you probably won't be disappointed in it. Alrighty guys, for the fourth build of the video, we have my own personal bow-based Bleedsplosion Gladiator. So of course, barring anything crazy happening with Gladiator or bleeds or anything, this is what I'm going to league start with. We're going to level up with Split Arrow for great move and shoot cleared speed. It absolutely melts bosses with Puncture and can be built relatively cheap from the get-go. You want to eventually self-craft a bow with 60% chance for bleeding inflicted with this weapon to deal 100% more damage. And Puncture is going to feel a little sluggish until you get some attack speed to back it up. And have we mentioned just how satisfying Bleedsplosions are? This build absolutely levels incredibly well. It was the second build I did for Delirium right after my Ball Lightning Miner, and I was blown away by like how efficient it was. You know, I wanted to try it as something that was going to be a little bit meme-ish. Meme-ish? Meme-ness? Meme-ish? Anyways, the build leveled and played way better than I ever expected, and it was actually pretty cheap. I like to have builds that allow you to self-craft and kind of build it yourself. You're not just chasing like that golden unique. You're not just chasing that one item to make it come online. But it really just excels right from the get-go. You get Split Arrow right out of the gate, you get Puncture at level 9, and you can level the whole way using this kind of setup. After you beat Cruel Lab and you get your Bleedsplosions, oh my goodness, you are gonna absolutely just love it. As with all of my own personal guides, I've put step-by-step leveling processes in the path of building. We go from every 20 levels to show you kind of what direction that you want to build in. A lot of guides and a lot of POB links will just give you the level 100, and you're not really sure like what's the best to take early. So I tried to understand that, and I tried to implement that in every time that I do a build guide. I'm going to show you how to level with cheap stuff. I'm going to show you how to SSF level, and I'm going to show you like what upgrades you're going to be looking for and when you're going to be trying to upgrade certain pieces. Alrighty guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so you can know when more videos are being put out.